Hello everybody and a very warm welcome to the session. Here today we will be discussing some very nice application questions over Introduction to 3D Geometry topic. So, we are going to talk about questions which are asked for 2 marks, questions which are asked for 4 marks, questions which can be asked for 6 marks in your paper. How do you need to attempt them? On what basis do you need to apply the strategy? Recall the formulas, connect the concepts and hence lead to the solution. Let me begin with the first question. So, we would be discussing 10 questions of all types covering all concepts related to this chapter. Let me begin with the first one. First question for 1 mark says that in this figure you can see it's a 3D figure. In this figure, if P point is 2, 4, 5, so coordinates of point P are given to you, 2, 4, 5, find the coordinates of point F. Find the coordinates of point F. Now, if the concepts are clear to you, I know what is the logic behind assigning an ordered triplet to any point in space. If 2, 4, 5 are the coordinates of point P, that means 2 is the length of the perpendicular drawn from P to the YZ plane and therefore 2 is the x coordinate of P. 4 is the y coordinate of P, that means 4 is the length of the perpendicular drawn from P onto the xz plane. If 5 is the z coordinate of P, that means 5 is the length of the perpendicular drawn from P to the xy plane. If you can carefully observe, F and P are lying on a straight line, isn't it? F and P are lying on a straight line. In fact, F point is lying in the xz plane. If F itself is lying in the xz plane, F lies in, you can see the xz plane. If a point itself is lying in the xz plane, what happens? From this point, when you draw a perpendicular to this plane, it is of length 0 because the point itself is lying in that plane, and the length of the perpendicular drawn from F onto the xz plane is 0, that means its y coordinate will be 0. So, y coordinate of F is 0. What about x and z coordinate? As I was telling you, F and P are lying on a straight line and therefore, whatever is the length of the perpendicular drawn from P onto the YZ plane, same would be the length of the perpendicular drawn from F onto the YZ plane, isn't it? Whatever is the length of the perpendicular drawn from P onto the YZ plane, same would be the length of the perpendicular drawn from F onto the YZ plane. That means the x coordinate of F and P will be the same. So, x coordinate of F will be 2. What about z coordinate of F? Again, because F and P are lying on a straight line, whatever is the length of the perpendicular drawn from P onto the xy plane, same is the length of the perpendicular drawn from F onto the xy plane. So, the length of these perpendiculars drawn from F and P onto the xy plane will be the same. That is nothing but the z coordinate. So, even the z coordinate of F and P will be the same. Z coordinate of F will be equal to 5, same as the z coordinate of P. Therefore, point F will be x coordinate is 2, y coordinate is 0, z coordinate is 5. These are the coordinates of point F. Clear? Moving to the next question, we have show that these 3 points are collinear. Now, for 3 points to lie on the same line is what is the meaning of 3 points being collinear. If you all know that if 3 points I have as vertices of a triangle, then I know sum of 2 sides is greater than the third side. But if sum of 2 sides, I have 3 points, if sum of any 2 sides is equal to the third side, this is A, this is B, this is C, suppose, if I get AB plus BC is greater than AC, that means A, B, C are vertices of a triangle because sum of 2 sides is greater than the third side. But if sum of 2 sides is equal to the third side, that means these 3 points are not vertices of an actual triangle, they are actually lying in the same straight line. So, if I need to show that these 3 points are collinear, I will be using the same concept. I will be finding the distance between A and B, distance between B and C, distance between A and C, and watching out for this observation that whether the sum of any two sides is equal to the third side or not. I don't know which point is lying in between right now, okay? So anywhere can be A, anywhere can be B, anywhere can be C. Let's talk about AB. It's actually PQR, so we're going to talk about PQ, QR and PR. Let's talk about PQ. What is the distance between P and Q? Would be the length of the line segment PQ. It is 1 minus minus 2 whole square plus 2 minus 3 whole square plus 3 minus 5 whole square. What is QR? Positive square root of QR, 7 minus 1 whole square plus 0 minus 2 whole square plus minus 1 minus 3 whole square. And what is PR? Positive square root of PR, 7 minus minus 2 whole square, 0 minus 3 whole square plus minus 1 minus 5 minus 6 whole square. This gives you what? 9 plus 1, 10, 10 plus 4, 14, 36 plus 4, 40, 40 plus 16 gives you 56, 81 plus 9 gives you 90, 90 plus 36 gives you 126. If you talk about 56, this is 2. Let's try to see what this comes out to be. So this is 2 root 14 and 126 comes out to be what? It comes out to be 3 root, what is this? 3 root 14. Now try to observe. I have the length of PQ, QR, PR. If you can carefully observe, root 14 plus 2 root 14 is equal to 3 root 14. So I am getting, if this is P and this is Q, PQ is of length root 14, QR is of length 2 root 14, and when I add these two I am getting the length of PR. That means PQR are lying on the same straight line because PQ plus QR is PR. Therefore, P, Q, R are collinear. They are lying on the same straight line. If I would have got PR plus QR is equal to PQ, then I would be having R over here and Q over here. Even that would have meant that they are collinear points. I would have got PR plus QR is equals to PQ. Even then in this order, the points would have been collinear. Right now, in this order, the points are collinear. Fine. Order is not important. What is important is at the end of the day, they should be lying on the same straight line in any order. Okay. Moving to the next question we have, show that these points are vertices of a parallelogram and not a rectangle. So for A, B, C, D to be vertices of a parallelogram, first of all, what do I need? I wish to show that AB is equals to CD and BC is equal to AD. First of all, this is what I have to show. Let's talk about AB. Let's talk about AB. -1 whole square, -2 whole square, -4 whole square and 4 whole square is the same thing, -1 -3 whole square. Then I have to calculate CD. CD, 4 -2 whole square plus 7 -3 whole square plus 6 -2 whole square. Let's see if they are coming out to be equal or not. 2 square plus 4 square plus 4 square, 2 square plus 4 square plus 4 square. Of course, this is the same thing. 16 plus 16 gives you 32. 32 plus 4 gives you 36. So you get root 36, which is 6. Positive root of 36, which is 6. Fine. Now let's see. These two have come out to be equal. Let's see if BC comes out to be equal to AD or not. BC, if I calculate BC, it is 2 minus minus 1 whole square plus 3 minus minus 2 whole square plus 2 minus minus 1 whole square. And then I have AD to be calculated. AD 4 minus 1 whole square plus 7 minus 2. 7 minus 2 whole square plus 6 minus 3 whole square. You can clearly see it's the same. What is 18 plus 25? 43. 3 square is 9, 3 square is 9, 9 plus 9, 18, 5 square is 25, 8 plus 5 is 13, you get 43, that is root 43 as the answer here. This is root 43, this is also root 43. So yes, you are getting that these two are also equal. But opposite sides are equal in a rectangle also. Right now I have just shown opposite sides are of equal length. This can be a parallelogram or a rectangle. I have to show it's a parallelogram, not a rectangle. Just after these steps, I cannot conclude it's a parallelogram because it can be a rectangle as well. What makes a parallelogram different from a rectangle is that in a rectangle, the lengths of the diagonals are also same, but in a parallelogram, they are not same. You know this? In a parallelogram, the lengths of the diagonals are not same. If the lengths of the diagonals do not come out to be same, it's a parallelogram because already the opposite sides are equal. But if opposite sides are equal and the lengths of the diagonals is also same, then it is a rectangle. So let's calculate the lengths of the diagonals AC and BD. AC. Length of AC means distance between A and C. A and C, it is 2 minus 1 whole square, that is 1 square plus 3 minus 2 whole square, which is 1 square, plus 2 minus 3 whole square, which is minus 1 square. So it is 1 square plus 1 square plus minus 1 square, which is same as 1 square. So this is root 3. And if I calculate BD, it is 4 minus minus 1 whole square, that is 5 square, plus 7 minus minus 2 whole square, plus 6 minus minus 1 whole square. Obviously, clearly you can see this is not equal to root 3, that is AC. So diagonals are not of equal length. Diagonals are unequal. Therefore, ABCD is a parallelogram and not a rectangle. This is how distance formula helps you to come to such great conclusions. Given that PQ and R are collinear, find the ratio in which Q divides PR. So they are already giving you that these 3 points are collinear points. That means they are lying on a single line. You just need to show in what ratio Q divides PR. So Q is dividing PR in a certain ratio. Nothing is given to us, so we assume it's internal division. P is given to me as 3 2 minus 4. R is given as, Q is given as 5 4 minus 6. 5 4 minus 6. R is 9 8 minus 10. In what ratio Q is dividing PR? Suppose the ratio is K is to 1. Whenever you are unaware about the ratio, you always assume it to be K is to 1. So I am assuming PQ is to QR is K is to 1. Suppose the ratio in which Q divides PR is K is to 1. If Q is dividing PR in the ratio K is to 1, then with the help of this ratio, I can calculate the coordinates of point Q. What is the x coordinate of Q? X coordinate of Q would be K into 9, 9K plus 3 upon K plus 1. 9K plus 3 upon K plus 1. Y coordinate of Q would be 8K plus 2 upon K plus 1. I am just applying the section formula. And Z coordinate of Q would be minus 10K minus 4 upon K plus 1. Are the x, y, z coordinates of Q by the section formula, which is the dividing point, dividing the segment PR in the ratio k is to 1. But Q is already given to me as 5, 4, minus 6. So Q is x comma y comma z with these values of x, y, z also, and Q is this also. That means this is equal to this. 5 comma 4 comma minus 6 is equal to 9k plus 3 upon k plus 1, 8k plus 2 upon k plus 1, minus 10k minus 4 upon k plus 1. When two ordered triplets are equal, that means each of their components is equal. So this implies 5 is equal to 9k plus 3 upon k plus 1, and 4 is equal to 8k plus 2 upon k plus 1, and minus 6 is equal to minus 10k minus 4 upon k plus 1. Let's just pick up any one you pick up, because any one is going to give you the value of k. You get 5k plus 5 is equal to 9k plus 3. 9k minus 5k is 4k is equal to 2, which implies k is 2 by 4, that is 1 by 2. Therefore, ratio is k is to 1, that is 1 by 2 is to 1, that is 1 is to 2. So Q is dividing PR in the ratio 1 is to 2. Clear? Next we have centroid of a triangle ABC is at this point. If coordinates of A and B are given to you, find the coordinates of C. Either you can do it in a detailed fashion, or if you directly remember the very strategy to compute the coordinates of centroid of a triangle, then you can apply that as well. Let me just tell you the elaborative way. See, this is A, this is B, say this is C. Fine. Centroid is what? Where the three medians in the triangle meet. Median is what? From point C you draw a median, means you draw a line segment which meets AB, that is the opposite side, in its midpoint. So from C, when you are drawing this median, it is meeting AB in its midpoint. D is the midpoint of AB. This is one median. Similarly, this is another median. That means E is the midpoint of BC. And from here, if you draw another median, say this is F. F is the midpoint of AC. Then the point where these three medians meet is the centroid. This G is my centroid. Centroid divides the median in the ratio 2 is to 1. So this is 2, this is 1. That means CG is to GD is 2 is to 1. Right? This is the elaborative way I am doing. A is what? 3 minus 5, 7. And B is minus 1, 7, minus 6. Fine. What you can do is, first of all, calculate the coordinates of point D, which are what? D is the midpoint of AB. If D is the midpoint of AB by section formula, what are the coordinates of D? X coordinate is x1 plus x2 upon 2. So 3 minus 1, that is 2. 2 upon 2 is 1. Minus 5 plus 7. 7 minus 5 is 2. 2 upon 2 is 1. And 7 minus 6, that is 1. 1 upon 2 is 1 upon 2. Right? x1 plus x2 upon 2, y1 plus y2 upon 2, z1 plus z2 upon 2. These are the coordinates of point D. Now, coordinates of point C, suppose are x, y, z. You need to find this. And coordinates of point D are given to you, and G is dividing this in the ratio 2 is to 1. So, of course, by section formula, very easily, you can compute the coordinates of point C, because G's coordinates are given to you as 1, 1, 1. Fine. So, what would you be getting here? What is then the coordinates of G? This will be equal to m1 x2 plus m2 x1 upon m1 plus m2. So, it is 2 into 1 plus 1 into x upon 2 plus 1. So, it is 2 plus x upon 3. 2 plus x upon 3. Next would be what? 2 plus y upon 3. And third would be what? The z coordinate. It would be 2 into 1 by 2, which is 1 plus z upon 3. by section formula. This gives you 3 minus 2, 1, 3 minus 2, 1, and 3 minus 1, 2. Therefore, C has coordinates 1, 1, 2. Or what you can do if you don't wish to do it in the elaborative fashion is that directly you know coordinates of centroid. If coordinates of A is x1, y1, z1, coordinates of B are x2, y2, z2, coordinates of C are x3, y3, z3, then coordinates of the centroid are x1 plus x2 plus x3 upon 3, y coordinate is y1 plus y2 plus y3 upon 3, z coordinate is z1 plus z2 plus z3 upon 3. So like that also you can do x coordinate of the centroid, which is 1, is equals to x coordinate of A plus x coordinate of B plus x coordinate of C upon 3. So it is 3 minus 1, 2, 2 plus x upon 3, which is the exact same thing. Y coordinate of the centroid is equals to sum of all the y coordinates upon 3. So it is y plus minus 5 plus 7 upon 3, that is 7 minus 5 is 2, 2 plus y upon 3. Z coordinate is what? Sum of all the z coordinates divided by 3. Z coordinate of the centroid is already given to me, it is 1. So it is z plus 7 plus minus 6. 7 minus 6 is 1, 1 plus z upon 3. So it's the exact same thing, you get the exact same values of x, y and z and exact same coordinates of point C. Okay, moving to the next we have, find the ratio in which the line segment joining these 2 points is divided by the yz plane. Now this is very interesting, very interesting. I have this segment, I say this is point A and say this is point B. A has coordinates 4, 8, 10 and B has 6, 10, minus 8. This is being divided by the yz plane, okay. This is being divided by the yz plane. YZ plane in which ratio? So suppose YZ plane is dividing it in the ratio k is to 1. YZ plane is dividing this in the ratio to k is to 1. That means basically if YZ plane is dividing this in the ratio k is to 1, the point where this plane is meeting this line segment is the dividing point. Suppose this is that dividing point, C. This is the point which is lying in the plane as well as in the line. C divides, obviously if the plane is dividing a line segment, it is dividing with the help of a point, right? When the plane divides a line segment, it is a point which comes into picture as the intersection between plane and the line segment, and with the help of that point, that line segment gets divided in the ratio k is to 1. So this C point divides AB in the ratio k is to 1, and this C point is lying in the YZ plane as well as in the segment AB. Now if C is that dividing point, with the help of this ratio and section formula, I can calculate the coordinates of point C. Suppose the coordinates of point C are x, y, z. We are in the 3D setup. So x coordinate will be equal to what? 6k plus 4 upon k plus 1. Y coordinate will be equal to 10k plus 8 upon k plus 1. And Z coordinate will be equal to minus 8k plus 10 upon k plus 1. These are the coordinates of my point C. But the feature of point C is that it is lying in the YZ plane. As C lies on the YZ plane, clearly from C, when you will be drawing a perpendicular onto the YZ plane, its length will be 0 because it itself is lying in the YZ plane. And the length of the perpendicular drawn from C to the YZ plane is the x coordinate of C. That means x coordinate of C would be 0. This implies x coordinate of point C is 0. X coordinate of point C is this, 6k plus 4 upon k plus 1 is 0, which implies 6k plus 4 is 0, which implies k is minus 2 by 3. The moment you get negative value of k, you get, therefore C divides, or you can write YZ plane divides AB not internally but externally in the ratio k is to 1, that is 2 by 3 is to 1, that is 2 is to 3. The moment you get negative 2 by 3, that means the division is external in the ratio 2 is to 3. Is it clear? Moving to the next question, we have find the equation of the set of points P such that PA square plus PB square is 2K square, wherein A and B are these points respectively. So A and B are given to me. I have to find all such x comma y comma z represented by P such that they satisfy this equation. So if this is A, this is B, where A is 3 comma 4 comma 5 and B is minus 1 comma 3 comma minus 7, I have to find all such points x comma y comma z such that PA square plus PB square is 2K square. What is PA square? What is PA square? PA is under root of x minus 3 whole square plus y minus 4 whole square plus z minus 5 whole square. Square of it is going to just make you get rid of the square root sign. What is PB whole square? It is x plus 1 whole square plus y minus 3 whole square plus z plus 7 whole square. This is equal to 2K square. Let's see what is the condition which comes out on x, y and z, which is going to give me an equation in x, y and z, and whichever x, y and z values are going to satisfy that equation, that x comma y comma z will be the point satisfying the equation PA square plus PB square is equals to 2A square. Let's open this up. You get x square plus 9 minus 6x plus y square plus 16 minus 8y plus z square plus 25 minus 10z plus x square plus 1 plus 2x plus y square plus 9 minus 6y plus z square plus 49 plus 14z equals 2K square. So you have x square plus x square 2x square, y square plus y square 2y square. Then you have z square plus z square 2z square. Then you have minus 6x plus 2x, which is minus 4x. Then you have minus 8y minus 6y, that is minus 14y. Then you have minus 10z plus 14z, that is plus 4z. And then you have 9 plus 16 plus 25 plus 1 plus 9 plus 49, which is 109, which you send on the other side and get this as the equation which should be satisfied by the 3 coordinates of any point for it to satisfy the equation PA square plus PB square equals 2K square. So what is the set of all those ordered triplets which satisfy this? What is the set of all those ordered triplets which satisfy this? Required set is the set of all those ordered triplets which satisfy this equation, such that 2x square plus 2y square plus 2z square minus 4x plus 14y plus 4z is equal to 2k square minus 109 for some fixed constant k. Is it clear? Moving to the next question, we have, using section formula, prove that these 3 points are collinear. Now we have to use section formula in proving this. There is this very beautiful concept which is used in order to show 3 points are collinear with the help of the section formula. I say let this be A, let this be B, and let this be C. I have to show these 3 points are lying on one straight line. Let's just pick up these 2 points for now, because section formula at one time can be applied with the help of just 2 points. So if I pick up A and I pick up B, I have minus 4, 6, 10, and here I have 2, 4 and 6. Suppose Suppose point C was lying over here somewhere between A and B, dividing AB segment in a certain ratio. Then C, A and B would have been collinear, right? My aim is this only. My aim is to somehow make C land somewhere between A and B so that I can conclude that C is dividing AB in a certain ratio, and with the help of section formula I get the proof. So here I would say, suppose point D is there which is dividing segment AB in the ratio k is to 1. If some point D is there which is dividing AB segment in the ratio k is to 1, what are the coordinates of D? 2k minus 4 upon k plus 1, 4k plus 6 upon k plus 1, and 6k plus 10 upon k plus 1. If for some value of k, point D comes out to be equal to C, then that is the ratio in which point C would be dividing segment AB. I am not concerned with the ratio. The moment I am able to conclude that C is dividing AB in a certain ratio, that is enough for me to conclude that AB and C are lying in the same line. So let's try to see if for some value of k I am getting D coinciding with C. What is C? C is 14, 0, minus 2. Let me begin with taking 2k minus 4 upon k plus 1 equal to 14, because that is what my aim is, so that this comes out to be 14, this comes out to be 0, this comes out to be minus 2 for some value of k. So let's see for which value of k this is coming out to be 14. Let 2k minus 4 upon k plus 1 be equal to 14. This means 2k minus 4 is 14k plus 14. 2k minus 14 is minus 12k, and 14 plus 4 is 18. K is going to be minus 18 by 12 minus 3 by 2. For k equal to minus 3 by 2, x coordinate of D and x coordinate of C are same. Let's see if for the same value of k, y coordinate of D and y coordinate of C are same or not. I have y coordinate of D as 4k plus 6 upon k plus 1. If I substitute k equals minus 3 by 2 over here, I get 4 into minus 3 by 2 plus 6 upon minus 3 by 2 plus 1. This is what? Minus 6 plus 6 upon anything, which is what? Minus 3 plus 2, that is minus 1 by 2. This is 0 by 2, which is 0. And for the same value of k, let me see if z coordinate of D is coming out to be equal to z coordinate of C or not. 6k plus 10 upon k plus 1 turns out to be 6 into minus 3 by 2 plus 10 upon minus 3 by 2 plus 1. This gives you what? What? Minus 9 plus 10, which is 1, whole upon minus 3 plus 2, that is minus 1 by 2, which is minus 2. So I am getting that for k equal to minus 3 by 2, D is equal to C. That means if over here I write minus 3 by 2, then D will be equal to C, because this will be equal to 14, 0, minus 2. And so I will be getting that C is dividing AB segment externally in the ratio 3:2. C divides AB because the ratio is negative. So external division is there in the ratio 3:2. So C would not be lying in between A and B. C would be lying either here on the extended line segment along B or on the extended line segment along A, but not in between. But wherever C lies, one thing is sure, either the picture is A, then B, then C, or the picture is C, then A, then B. Whether the picture is this or this, I am getting A, B, C are collinear. So I am not concerned with this ratio. This ratio was just a method to use section formula to conclude that A, B, C are collinear. So therefore A, B, C, in whichever order is not my concern. I am getting therefore A, B and C are collinear points. Clear? That's how you use section formula to conclude collinearity. Next I have show that or verify that these are vertices of an isosceles triangle, and in the next question I have that these are vertices of a right angled triangle. For these three to be vertices of an isosceles triangle, what do I need? Say I said this is A, this is B and this is C. If these are vertices of an isosceles triangle, I should be getting, suppose this is that isosceles triangle, I should get that any two sides should be equal in length. Whether AB should be equal to BC or BC should be equal to AC or AC should be equal to AB. For that we'll have to calculate AB, BC and AC. Let's do that. What is AB? AB is 1 minus 0 whole square plus 6 minus 7 whole square plus minus 6 plus 10. Minus 6 plus 10 is 4 whole square. Square root. 16, 17, 18, this is root 18. If you talk about this, what is this? 2, 9, 3, 3, 3, 1, so you get 3 root 2. If I talk about BC, let's talk about BC, it is 4 minus 1 whole square plus 9 minus 6 whole square plus minus 6 plus 6 whole square. 9 plus 9, 18, root 18, which is again 3 root 2. And if I talk about AC, let's talk about AC, 4 minus 0 whole square plus 9 minus 7 whole square plus minus 6 plus 10. Minus 6 plus 10 gives you 4 whole square. 16, 16, 32, 32 plus 4, 36. This is root 36, which is 6. You can clearly see AB and BC have come out to be of exact same length, 3 root 2, 3 root 2, and so it is verified that yes, these are vertices of an isosceles triangle. Next I have different set of vertices. Are vertices of a right angled triangle or not? For these to be vertices of a right angled triangle, I should be getting hypotenuse square is equals to base square plus perpendicular square. But in any case, if wherever A, B, C are placed, I will actually have to calculate AB, BC and AC again. If you calculate AB with the help of considering this as A, this as B and this as C, you will be watching out that AB again comes out to be 3 root 2, BC again comes out to be 3 root 2 and AC comes out to be 6 again. So if AB with the new set of vertices in the second part comes out to be 3 root 2, BC comes out to be 3 root 2 and AC comes out to be 6, then clearly AB square plus BC square is 3 root 2 square, which is, this is 9, 9 into 2 is 18, here also 18, which is 36, which is AC square. So you get hypotenuse will be AC and the triangle will be right angled at B. So I have ABC is a right angled triangle, right angled at B. AC is the hypotenuse, BC is the base, AB is the height. Everything you know. Okay? Let's talk about the next question now. Find the coordinates of the point which trisect the line segment joining these 2 points. Now it's not about bisection, it's about trisection. What do you mean by the coordinates of points which are trisecting the line segment joining P and Q? That means I have point P with me, I have point Q with me. P is 4, 2 minus 6 and Q is 10 minus 16, 6. Trisecting, if this line segment is being trisected, that means it is being divided into 3 equal parts. For this line segment to be divided into 3 equal parts, I need 2 points, 1 point here, 1 point here, such that, say this is A and this is B. Then if A and B are trisecting the line segment PQ, that means PA is equal to AB is equal to BQ. This means what? PA is equals to AB means what? PA is equals to AB means PA upon AB is 1 upon 1. So this is 1 is to 1. That means A is dividing PB in the ratio 1 is to 1. Similarly, if AB is equal to BQ, that means AB upon BQ is 1 upon 1. That means again AB is to BQ is 1 is to 1. So B is dividing AQ in the ratio, B is dividing AQ in the ratio 1:1. If I need to calculate the coordinates of point A and B with the help of coordinates P and Q, coordinates of P and Q, I will be first focusing upon A, then focusing upon B. See, if this is the required ratio, A is dividing PB in the ratio 1:1, B is dividing AQ in the ratio 1:1, that means A and B are dividing PQ in the ratio 1:1:1. So A will be dividing entire PQ in which ratio? A would be dividing entire PQ in which ratio? 1:2, isn't it? A is dividing PQ in this ratio. AP upon AQ is 1:2. So A divides PQ in the ratio 1:2. Now I just need to focus upon A, P and Q. This is P, this is Q, this is A. Ratio is 1:2. P is 4, 2 minus 6. And this is 10 minus 16, 6. I don't know the coordinates of point A. What would that be by the section formula? 1 into 10 upon 2, 1 into 10 plus 2 into 4 upon 2 plus 1. So it is 10 plus 8, 18 upon 3, that is 6. I am directly doing, you can obviously do it in the elaborative steps. Minus 16 plus 4 is minus 12, minus 12 upon 3 is minus 4, which is what? Minus 16 plus 4 gives you what? Minus 16 plus 4 gives you minus 14, gives you minus 14, not minus 14, this is 2 only. So minus 16 plus 4 gives you minus 12. Fine, and minus 12 when you divide by 2 plus 1, that is 3, it gives you minus 4. Then you have 6 minus 12, 6 minus 12 upon 3, that is minus 6 upon 3, which is minus 2. These are the coordinates of point A, 6 minus 4 minus 2. What about coordinates of point B? If you focus, point B divides PQ segment in which ratio? This is to this is 2 and this much is 1. So B divides PQ in the ratio 2:1. So this would be 2, this would be 1 and this is B, whose coordinates are not known to me. Let's see what will be the coordinates of point B. 2 into 10 plus 1 into 4 upon 2 plus 1 is the x coordinate. So it is 20 plus 4, 24 upon 3, that is 8. Then you have minus 16 into 2, that is minus 32 plus 2 upon 3, that is minus 30 upon 3, that is minus 10. And z coordinate is 12 minus 6, that is 6, 6 upon 3 is 2, right? 12 minus 6, that is 6, 6 upon 3 is 2. So you get 8 comma minus 10 comma 2 as the coordinates of point B. So that's how I have got the coordinates of those 2 points. There cannot be more than 2 points. The question did not say find the coordinates of 2 points. It just said find the coordinates of the points which are trisecting the line segment joining P and Q. In order to trisect a line segment that is divided into 3 equal parts, I need 2 points. So I have calculated the coordinates of those 2 points which are trisecting my PQ segment in the ratio 1:1:1. And then I just focused upon A and saw A is dividing entire PQ in the ratio 1:2. With the section formula, I calculated the coordinates of A. Then I just focused upon B. B was dividing PQ in the ratio 2:1. So with the section formula, I calculated coordinates of B, and that's how I have accomplished the answer to this question.